4. You're listening to the Heroes Power Hour presented by BlizzPro.com. Your hosts, Balrog fan Zexorus and DJ Tyrant. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Heroes Power. We are at episode 110 of the Heroes of the Storm podcast, brought to you by BlizzPro.com. Thank you guys for joining us on this fine July evening. Not a whole lot to talk about this week outside of HCC. It's been a little quiet as far as developments in Heroes of the Storm, but we'll be trudging through it. Might be a little bit of a short show. We're a little short-handed. We're a little short-handed on news as well, but we will power on through it. I'm your host, DJ Tyrant, as always, and with me is the crew. Balrog fan BP, how are you? How has your week in games been?
I have it on reliable sources that Willie has fled the country. Whether or not he will be back is up in the air. We may have lost him, so
yeah, that's. I expect a lot of F's in chat for that.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, that's that's what he told me to say. So I'm just doing my job there. I had a pretty normal week in gaming. I didn't get to play much over the weekend. I wish I could say I played some Heroes, but I really didn't get a chance to. I think we might have played some games Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Did we play some Team League with Twiz and his
buddies? Yeah, we did that. That one okay. I mean, we basically threw
like
a bunch of
two,
games
I think.
and then we finished off the night on a 3-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to learn new heroes, and I think right now, out of all the people I'm using, I'm having the most success with Lucio when he's in a double support comp. He feels pretty good now in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
His heals are good enough. He has a good burst moment of healing. And that speed boost, once you learn how to start managing it well, it can be really effective to work with your team and obviously get people in and out. I know, this is all Lucio stuff that people knew when he dropped, but I'm kind of messing around with it because right when I wanted to start playing him, he got this huge nerf, and it was just like, he's not even really viable.
Yeah, it was rough. But yeah, I was looking up my match history, and that night we played Team League was that night that we got Warhead Junction and put me on Lost Vikings.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. I really should play Lost Vikings more. It's the conundrum though, because I've been trying to shot call more, and I just flat out refuse to shot call if I'm playing Vikings, to be honest. Just because I have 3 people to be taking care of and paying attention to, but yeah,
it's definitely understandable.
Yeah, P Flame G, how has your week been in games? I know you've been busy.
Yeah, that's all right. I was playing some unranked draft before the show, just alone, or not alone. I was with a couple friends, but I first picked Zeratul and left to go to the bathroom or something. I was on black cards. It's like Zeratul's pretty decent on black cards. You can kind of camp the turn in, can get some ganks out of it, it'll be fine. Come back, and my team has 2 tanks and Task Tyrande. There's just no actual relevant range damage at all. And the enemy team is Abathur, Varian, Arthas, Lily. How many people is that? Samuro.
Samuro, okay.
There was just literally nobody I could target because Lily will just blind and Kung Fu hustle away. Arthas and Varian are unkillable, and Samuro just clones the second I show up on him. Now there's not actually in the fight. So I was like, oh, we have no damage. I have no targets. This is going to be a great game. And it was a great game. As well as you expected to after that draft.
That's
well,
awesome.
That's what you get for getting up and leaving and going pee. You could have argued for better bans.
Yeah, I maybe could have done something to save that horrible draft.
Mm-hmm.
But when he doesn't start calling everybody names.
Yeah, but in general, I think, I don't know, I might start focusing more on the more than just a ranged assassin, but the more auto attack based ones. I just have a lot more success on Vala and even like Raynor, Lunara than I do on Jaina and Gul'dan and Zeratul. So might just stick with what I'm good at.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been playing a bit of Team League with Twiz and some of his friends, and it's been actually really fun because they really wanted to have a shot caller on their squad, and so that's kind of the role I've undertaken. And so far with mostly that crew that whole time, besides Powerhour fan and Zex for a couple games, I've went 9-4 with this team, and after placements it put me in gold 5, which I was shocked that I moved up during placements, which is
you were in bronze last season, right?
Well,
maybe. Let's see. I'm going to take a look right now. Silver 4 last season.
Okay.
That was your Hero League, though, before, right? Like, ever since the Team League changes, it feels... Because I placed in... That's where I placed Gold 2 as well, and I was in the same kind of, like...
Well, last season
Silver
I was
1 or 2
Silver
or how?
3 in Hero League and Silver 4 in Team League.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I shot up a whole division, basically.
Yeah,
wow.
No, that's really big.
Which is pretty cool.
Congrats.
I've been finding mostly success on Warriors, it seems like, just because that seems to be the best place to put a shot caller, in my opinion, because you're going to be engaging and stuff like that. And it's not a whole lot of games, but I'm 3-0 on Johanna and 3-1 on a new rack, so I feel like I'm starting to find my groove a little bit. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I have a feeling I'm not going to play like any Hero League this season now because of Team League, which I'm more than happy to do. I'm going to get my free mount anyways, so I'm happy about that. But one thing I was kind of interested in hearing you guys' opinion about was I checked out Hotslog recently, and Stukov's win rate is not that great. It's hovering around 46-47%. Really low down on the rankings compared to other heroes. Do you think there's a cause for concern? Should Blizzard be buffing him, or is it just people are still figuring out? The games I've played, he's felt really strong and has just huge burst healing. Powerhour fan, what do you think?
I think he feels stronger in a double support comp because you can have someone cover the weaknesses of uncoordinated play. I think he's very viable as a solo support, but I think your team has to be coordinated with his movements and know his limitations and his strengths, which you don't really get when you just ran him in with him. So that could be a cause for like his slightly lower win rate. Like, Medivh has a low win rate, but we all agree he's a pretty great hero. I think Stukov might be getting a little bit of that right now.
PFMG, what do you think?
I've been playing with a lot of really bad Stukovs. They all take the arm push ult, which may be good, but I've yet to see it used successfully ever. It's usually either whiffed or they throw it out after 3 of us are already dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter at that point. Their silence usually does nothing. The heal is fine, but like that's the only thing the Stukovs are actually getting out of their kit is their heal. And when you're playing a hero with one ability, he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm like Frodo said, maybe he's kind of mid. I didn't expect him to be that high of a skill cap hero. But maybe he is, where just people are not playing him well, and in a coordinated environment, or when people are actually good at Stukov, he can, because he seems like a good hero. But I mean, and I have a low sample size.
Every time I've played him, I feel like a really strong healer. But yeah, like you said,
and I've never played him, right? I just play along Stukovs.
Yeah,
and the ones I've played with sucked.
One thing I did find out. Okay, actually, go ahead, Bauer.
I just want to say, on paper, he has a long-range channeled silence, pretty good healing output, the ability to disable targets or displace. Like on paper, he should be good. I think it's got to be in the hands of the right player. We're waiting for that big HGC moment from someone like Bakery or something like that, where someone shows everybody how to play Stukov, maybe, and his win rate will rise. Because that happened with Medivh. Medivh was in the toilet even more so, like, at, like, 24?
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was the lowest the hero had gotten, and then, like, you started seeing him pop up in HGC, and you saw him climb up to, like, 30, and is he at, like, low 40 now, or is he still, like, 37, 38?
For who again?
Medivh.
He's at 40.8 right now.
So, like, the more you see other people play him, everybody kind of agrees on the better strategy. So maybe we'll see that with Stukov anyways.
The interesting thing about that is that's actually the lowest win rate hero. So we don't have a sub 40% win rate hero anymore in the game, which is
good.
Cool.
Nobody should ever be that low.
Yeah. The one thing I did learn from playing with some people the other night is that the clones of heroes count towards your quest collection for his level 4 talent, which I always take. The vigorous reuptake, which increases the bioswitch healing after you detonate healing pathogen on 50 times. So with Samuro, you can get like up to, I think, 6 or 7 per use of the bioswitch, which is cool. So a pro tip for those of you who played, if you have a Samuro on your team for some reason, I do because one of the guys I play with in the team league plays a really good Samuro, and it's kind of cool to have a pick like that where it's 99% of the time not going to get banned, and you can just play that and use that to your advantage.
Yeah, there is definitely an advantage to not being a meta slave and having alternate strategies, and I wouldn't have known about that interaction. So,
yeah, it just happened during a game. I was like, wait, did it show the quest mark on the clones? And I was like, we need to try this real quick. I counted, and it did work.
Yeah, I mean, most quests work there. Like if you're Vala stacking the auto attack thing, or Tyrande throwing owls or whatever, it'll proc on Samuro clones, on Aperture clones, any of that.
But it's more helpful when your ally can work with you to get that done. So is there any other support with a quest like that? Off the top of my head, I'm not.
Lucio, maybe? I would wonder if that would count towards it.
I would assume it does.
Oh, having 3 people in? Yeah, that would be interesting. And I guess technically Uther's Wave of Light thing that he needs to hit like 60 total.
And I mean, it's good to have that for offensive uses too, because like the Samuro will just let his clone sit in lane or whatever, or anything like that. Like they don't care if they're taking damage. So if you have any sort of talent that requires stacking enemy heroes, they're actually a free target.
Yeah. And taking a look at just kind of the top 10 of HOTS logs, it's really interesting how much it's changed, like drastically. Butcher, Uther, Zul, Rag, Gazlo, Samuro, Rexar, Asmo, Viking, Sonya, Tracer, all above 52% win rate. Just shifting meta. It's really interesting to see.
All those heroes have in common one thing to me, and that they're hard to play against when you can't draft against them.
Yep.
Like that's how it feels.
Well, let me see. I think the front page logs are just Hero League, though.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Honestly, I think a lot of the HOTS player base, and I'm including myself in this, I've just written off Gazlo as a poorly designed hero who will never ever be good. You can tune a poorly designed hero until they're good, right? You can give them enough numbers that they're good. And people will be like, oh, that's an Asmodan, it's not actually good, I don't care about that, or I'm not going to respect this Gazlo or this Butcher because they're clearly troll picks, and if they're good. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
if
they're good, they're good.
it's just so. And Hero League, that's another thing. I think this game is just so hard to play uncoordinated anymore. Like if you're not on comms talking with your team, one player can throw your entire plan into whack, and some of those heroes do, like Butcher especially, do a good job of punishing people who aren't coordinated because they're just solo guys. They do their thing, you know. Gazlow's the same way.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, outside of that, not a whole lot going on in Heroes, but we did see, I think on the Heroes subreddit, someone did find that I believe tomorrow potentially there is a hero being released or announced at HGC China. I don't want to go quickly around the room. What would you guys like to see? The translated text from Chinese through Google Translator. The next hero will soon come to the Nexus tomorrow after the end of the second HGC. Pictures will be released so that we can guess. More famous than Stukov, Winky Face.
I mean, unless you play the StarCraft campaign, everybody's more famous than Stukov.
Got him. Yeah, I mean that's like, okay, anyone from Warcraft that isn't in, so you think Kel'Thuzad like immediately. If they're going StarCraft, the sniper guy, Reaper, was that his name? No.
Tosh?
Tosh, yeah. Tosh, maybe? I don't know.
You can do Tosh or like Mangsk or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with a Mangsk kid, though.
I don't
He's
know.
not special.
Yeah, just... I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Kel'Thuzad, I guess, is my...
I always just want... I have no idea what they're going to release. I just want a real dragon hero. Like that uses... that like they're massive and they have
one that
like
has,
terrain-altering effect.
You know, death in the title. In their wings.
I'd be happy with Ysera or Alexstrasza or Cal. I mean, I just want a dragon.
Alexstrasza's ult sets your core to 50%.
I had their core to 50%.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of translating the Hearthstone stuff into Heroes, which sounds absurd, but whatever. So we'll see soon. It'll be interesting to see another hero. I mean,
it could be a dragon though, the bigger thing. Maybe, maybe you get your wish tomorrow, Carl.
I don't know. I feel like the dragon hero is going to be a BlizzCon hero.
Yeah, that's what.
Like if they're going to do it like I want it to be done, it'll be new game-breaking mechanics.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. They kind of hold on to their really big game-breaking heroes for BlizzCon. We had Cho'Gall 2 years ago, and this year was Rag and Varian.
Yeah, I mean Rag. Yeah, Varian with the multi-class, Rag with the fort replacement.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do my best to try this, but we'll say since more famous was the key word, it could be the Innkeeper because Hearthstone is so famous and everybody plays it.
I think JR was tweeting today about HOTS needing to add some pure Hearthstone characters. Because there are a couple now.
Funnel cakes, get your funnel cakes. I don't know. That's really reaching. That's what, a common card or something like that. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
New hero coming out.
Refreshment
soon.
vendor, baby.
Yeah, refreshment vendor. That's what its name is. We're gonna talk a little bit about HGC, even though I don't think any of us were able to really watch it. I was busy doing things in real life. And Evo was on, and I don't know. It was a rough week to be watching HGC, but we did.
Yeah, I put a couple on while I was at work and just listened to them.
Yeah. Look who got a series win, though. Let's talk about that. I feel like I probably need to go listen back, but I feel like our preview to this part of HGC, I said, give Even in Death a couple weeks, they'll get a series win, and Zex laughed at me in the face, and look at where we are now.
It's true.
This is kind of the goal of HGC, though, right? You get these new teams in, they're suddenly plugged into the system where they have consistent scrims with teams that are going to make them better. And it looks like that is the case here. They're still 1-5, but look who they're ahead of. Noventic.
So, yeah.
Noventic.
I'm glad it happened. I almost would have been more excited about a win against Noventic. Because this feels like a fluke. Right? Occasionally, bad teams beat good teams, and it just kind of happens. And I think last season we had a big upset towards the end. We're just like, why did Tempo Storm lose to this team? It's like, Tempo Storm's not actually worse than them, right? And nobody believes that Even in Death is better than the No Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, but if No Tomorrow was able to beat Noventic, then we could say, oh, maybe they're better than Noventic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things where it's too early for Even in Death to make a move. So this is about the most positive thing that could happen for them, and then that's great. You know, maybe they get another win or two before everything's all said and done. And how many games we got left? 2, and some
4.
3.
4 series, right?
I think so. Let's look at
No
the
Tomorrow
schedule.
versus Roll 20, which should be good. Gale Force versus Superstars, which should be a stomp. Noventic Even in Death, which may actually be good, like at least competitive. They won't be playing good Heroes of the Storm, but and then Team Freedom Tempo Storm, which should be good. So really, 3 of the 4 series left are against teams fairly close in the standings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because everybody only has. There's only 4 games left in the NA.
And what's crazy is Roll20 in 5th place right now at 3-3. I think. No, they might not. They might have a shot, but they'd have to hope that Gale Force loses to Superstars, I think, or Freedom. I don't know. Math is hard, but there's no one set for Western Clash from NA yet, and this weekend actually means quite a bit for all the teams involved, except Noventic and Superstars and Even in Death. I guess they get to.
Our bottom 3
out,
teams have no chance.
Superstars can be relevant if they beat Gale Force.
This is true.
Yeah, but
Because they
Superstars
would massively affect the standings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that.
Yeah.
Noventic and Even in Death are super not relevant because they play each other, and it means nothing.
That series is relevant.
Yeah.
But Superstars has no hope of advancing.
Right. But they could play spoiler.
It's just
Yes,
crazy
they always say
that Tempo could, I think, get themselves to the Western Clash, and it was looking rough for them at the start of this part of HGC, and
Yeah.
they kind of have a shot. They could go 5-2, and that would tie them with Freedom. Obviously, they have to win that series, but
More tournament analogy cliches. They really control their own destiny. I mean, they gotta get the win here.
But
Yes.
yeah, who would have thought Team Freedom, top of the HGCNA right now at 5-1.
Yeah, no. Did they make a roster change?
They did. They added Cure.
Oh yeah. I remember now. Yeah, Cure's been doing work.
It's been great. I mean, it just goes to show that some teams just need to find the right balance of players, and you never know who might be able to jump up in the rankings, because Freedom did not look like an HGC team last.
No, not at all.
They were a pretty solid 5th place team.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they didn't look like they deserved to be kicked out, but they didn't look like they were going to compete at all with any of the top teams.
Right.
Yeah, and Gale Force in that number 2 spot, probably most likely going to the Western Clash, up against Superstars.
You send top 2?
Send top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah. So that's why I rolled. I think it's top 3. Let me double check. It's got to be though.
I know we sent top 2 to one of the tournaments.
Top 2 is to mid-season.
Okay, we sent 3 to Western
It's gonna
Clash.
be HGC finals, I guess, at this point. Yeah, July.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, it doesn't say.
So Roll 20, No Tomorrow, and Tempo Storm are both in danger of going to 4 and 3, which Roll20 could also obtain. So, because if Roll20 beats No Tomorrow, they're both 4 and 3, and then if Tempo Storm loses,
yeah, I think it goes to their game win loss record, and so I think Roll20's in the worst position in that respect at 13 and 11 right now. Versus
so Roll20 basically is out.
I don't.
This
know
is
the
something I
tiebreak.
have to watch.
I don't know the tie-breaking rules.
Like, this could get so messy. It could be really entertaining.
Yeah,
I really want to watch this.
I need Gilly and Jed to get like one of those boards and write
Oh, yeah.
all the different scenarios of how this plays out. If Roll20 goes 3 and 2, they still can't get in. But if they go 3 and 0, no.
Yeah, no, I'm with it.
Oh my gosh.
Just go full Sports Center at the HGC desk. So yeah, that's going to be really good. Europe is not really as interesting because of the consistency of the top teams. I mean, it's interesting in the fact that Expert and Tricked are tied for second, and Trick kind of has really solidified itself and solidified themselves and shown up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Dig has looked rather mediocre,
which is weird.
Yeah,
it's definitely weird.
They're gonna play Trick. That's gonna be a good set.
I actually watched a little bit of. I think they played Fnatic on. I want to say Saturday or Sunday. Saturday, yeah. That didn't look good for them at all. And Fnatic just looks super good. I mean, I've said this multiple times. I feel like over the past few weeks that they just have not lost a beat since mid-season brawl.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just the dominant team right now. Friday should be good, actually, now that I'm looking at it, because Expert has a better chance at holding on to that second place spot because they play Team Liquid and Tricked plays Dig. I'd say Dig is still probably a bigger threat than to Trick than Liquid is to Expert. So, but they could both win and still be tied. So,
yeah. What's kind of fascinating is if you look at their win-loss record, they're both 14 and 8. So they've basically played the same, to a certain degree.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I still have to mention this, that Naventic, they're still the only team in HGC that hasn't won a series.
Yeah, and
Naventic hasn't looked good.
Okay, just kidding. Outside of Korea, Raven is 0 and 6.
In the regions we talk about on
the regions we talk about on the show.
Yep.
As much as I would love to talk about Korea, I have a hard enough time talking about NA and or keeping up with NA and EU that,
it's a big time sink. We've all got full-time jobs, and anchoring yourself to a computer for about 8 hours all 3 days. Is it?
Oh, that's if you want to catch like one series from each region. I would say it's probably like 16 hours.
Yeah, probably. It's probably a good 40 to 50 hours of Heroes a week.
It's tough. We do our best, but some weeks we definitely don't watch as much as others.
Yeah, this weekend should be better, especially with how important these matches are.
Yeah, with the condensed schedule and the matches having so much meaning, I'm definitely going to be trying my best to tune in.
Yeah. But who do we think, I guess, out of these teams are going to make it? I guess, Charlie, you already said that you think Expert has a better shot than Tricked to kind of...
Well, I guess they have a better chance at surviving, because, I mean, even if... Well, no, because then they would lose to... I think they can beat Liquid. I don't think either of them are going to lose, though, so I don't think anything will change.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's going to mess anything up, it'll be Dig. But even then, they're just in there at 4 and 3, and then they would beat out Expert, I guess, or Esport because they just beat them. But I don't know the tiebreakers, like I said, so it's just going to be interesting to see. But I think it'll be Expert, Expert, Tricked, and Fnatic.
Thanks to chat for pointing this out. Someone did actually throw this up on Reddit, so we have the cheat sheet for how each of these teams gets to brawl. Roll20, they have technically the easiest path because
thanks, chat.
Let me put that in our Skype chat so you can see it. But Roll20 has to win 3-0 against No Tomorrow, and Team Freedom has to win 3-0 over Tempo Storm. So if Roll20 loses a map against No Tomorrow, they're not making it. And if Tempo takes a map off Freedom, they don't make it. So
yeah, so when we say the easiest route, that's not saying it's the most likely to happen. Yeah. That means it's the most straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. No Tomorrow. If they lose, they're out. If they win and either Gale Force wins or Team Freedom wins or both, they're in. If they win and Tempest Storms win 3-2 over Freedom, they are in. And if they win, Gale Force loses, and Tempest Storms win 3-1 or 3-0, they are out. So there's some fun math there for No Tomorrow to deal with. Apparently Gale Force is locked. Just where their position is in the standings is up for grabs. They could go up to first, stay second, or fall back to third. Freedom, they just need to win. They hold the destiny in their hands. If Roll20 wins,
Roll20, yeah. Roll20 beats No Tomorrow, they lock.
Yeah. If they lose 2-3 and No Tomorrow wins, then their fate is decided by Gale Force. If Gale Force wins, Team Freedom is out. If Gale Force loses, Team Freedom is in. If they lose by 1-3 or worse, then they only clinch if No Tomorrow loses or Gale Force loses. So need the the chart for that one. Holy smokes. Tempo can clinch Clash only with a 3-1 or better victory. 3-2 will not clinch on its own. Tempo clinches regardless of their game with a No Tomorrow loss to Roll20. And then the fun stuff. If Tempo wins 3-2, if Gale Force wins, they clinch as before. If No Tomorrow loses, they clinch. However, if No Tomorrow wins and Gale Force loses, Tempo Storm would be eliminated with 3-2 victory. So they need 3-1 or better. So it's not just that they need to win the series. They need to win the series pretty handedly. And
against Freedom.
Yeah, against Freedom. Which is shown to be a really outstanding team. And I liked DB Smiley is the one who put this together on the Hero subreddit. His first comment on the thread. If you're wondering, yes, it is that complicated. So there you have it. All the paths for everyone still alive for the Clash.
In the NA.
In the NA. I'm sure he has the EU stuff. Let's see. For funsies. No, it looks like he just does the Western or North American. Stumbling over my words. Sorry. We don't have Zex jumping in and running all over us to keep it going.
Yeah.
Love you, Zex.
Yeah, we need him.
Yeah.
Well, and this stuff's really complicated, so trying to digest it all on the fly is kind of daunting with figuring out the tiebreakers. All I know is that I feel like it's going to be Fnatic, Expert, and and Tricked in EU, and I think it will be Freedom, obviously Gale Force, and probably Tempo Storm, but we'll see.
Yeah, for me,
I think No Tomorrow will make it in over Tempo, because I think Freedom wins versus Tempo, and I think No Tomorrow beats Roll20. So I believe that puts No Tomorrow in the third place slot. I could be wrong though.
I think No Tomorrow will lose to Roll20 and Tempo Storm will get in because they clinch regardless of their game.
Yeah,
If
could be.
if Roll20 loses, so.
Yep. I was thinking, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the top 3 as they are right now. Freedom, Gale Force, No Tomorrow. They've been consistent so far, and I think they'll continue being consistent. And I'm going to say the same in EU, though. Fnatic, Expert, Tricked. Fnatic obviously is already locked in, but Expert has been playing really well, and I think their confidence will bring them to the Clash. And Tricked, just because they've just been playing as well as Expert. And Dig just has not been as their normal selves. So Trick has a better shot, I think, than Team Liquid or Dig to get in.
And I think there's some credence to be lent to Charlie's argument if you want to say that No Tomorrow is still a relatively youngish new kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost to Gale Force, and then they lost to Even in Death. And it's possible that their momentum train just got crushed, and they're going to go back to looking like a weak team. And Tempo Storm is resilient, right? They lost early on some pretty important games, and they've come back and they've started looking good. So it may just be a mental game that gets Tempo into the Western Clash.
Yeah, when I saw that Tempo Storm could clinch that way, I could see No Tomorrow throw on this. Kind of like Expert was doing when they were going into the Clash last time. Just a young, inexperienced team working together in a very competitive scene for the first time. So, well, not for the first time, but for that much time, I guess. But yeah. HGC seemed to be a different level of competition for all these teams. So there's just adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll all be seeing that this weekend as next week HGC comes together, and then Western Clash is right after that. I don't remember the date, but yeah, Western Clash is coming quickly. It seems like we just finished mid-season brawl, I feel like, and we're already at Western Clash. So
yeah, it's flying by.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of weird because there's the it's phase 2, part 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the parts fly by really quick. They're only 5 weeks. And then there's like a couple weeks gap before the Clash, a couple weeks after the Clash, and same thing with mid-season brawl and everything. So you get these dead periods, and we have just a couple, 5 short weeks of HGC action, and then we got dead time again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know if there's an easy way to deal with that if they're trying to put this many global events, and you need to give players time to rest and fly over and boot camp and stuff. But
I think this is fine, honestly. Like, I mean, think about it, because when did this start? Like
August
February?
4th. Oh, yeah. The whole thing started in January, I want to say. Phase 1? Let's see. Yeah. January 16th.
January? Okay, so this is going to end on October 25th is when the HGC finals will be. Yeah. That gives the players 2 months off, Feels about the best they could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, HGC playoffs September 29th, and then you basically have a month off from there to the final. So,
because I mean, it's got who just straight up dropped recently. Why am I blanking?
Or
B-Step. Yeah. It's got to be mentally exhausting.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the players might think this is a pretty good setup, but just from a viewer perspective, there's a lot of dead time.
Yeah, it's frustrating to keep momentum going. I definitely lost my viewership, my constant viewership passion when there was a big break. I've been watching it more sparingly lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's understandable. But do you think that's something that Blizzard needs to address, or maybe promote the kind of open amateur scene a bit more? Because there are amateur events kind of, I think, in between all of these to showcase kind of up and coming talent.
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution is. I mean, there are probably people. There's people at Blizzard whose job it is to coordinate esports. They're probably having these discussions, but I would even. I don't know if I could extend, even if you. I don't know if the teams would want to do it, but say you took the teams who aren't going to Clash and you add a week onto the season for just like some show matches. With some of the, the other five teams or whatever. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I would say like an easier. I don't want to say easier, but like just another way they could go is give us more. And I know they've done it sometimes, but more content where it's like a recap show or talking about things with people and having interviews and expert analysis and stuff, not just during HGC. When HGC is in its down weeks, give us some of that. Give us speculation. Keep us up on. Make me feel like I'm still need to be invested. This is what a lot of sports do in the off season. They're very active in Twitter. They have other things going on. The D League in the NBA, the draft in the NFL. These are all big spectacle events.
That's true. I mean,
while the action is not happening.
This is probably the most I've watched Summer League in a long time, and I don't normally watch NBA Summer League. And
yeah,
partially because the Lakers were doing well and wanted to see how Lonzo Ball was going to do. But yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe showcase the amateur teams on a little bit of a bigger stage or something like that. Like show something like. But like you were saying, as far as the shows go, there was that show. I can't remember the name of it that Gilly and Dredd were on. Obviously, they have a little. They're a little busy to be able to do a show on top of casting, but I'd love to see them bring something like that back.
I'm not suggesting that you put more work on the casters or players. I'm saying have a staff that's designated for this kind of thing to keep. It feels like a good investment on Blizzard's part in my eyes, just because, let's be honest, you can find a lot of people who are willing to talk about this game and try to give their opinions, and
we do. I don't know when Bloodlust actually is. It's kind of going to fill that spot because I think it falls between now and the Western Clash.
Yeah,
and it's not a Blizzard put on event, but it is going to be a big tournament thing.
No, yeah, and I really think as a viewership, we need to support this almost as much as HGC. The players really love these kind of events, and they're usually a lot more fun to watch. In regards to that, they're driven by what the community wants and less of what Blizzard wants to present as the product. And that's in no way to suggest what Blizzard does is bad. It's just it's fun to watch the fans take a hold of something for a weekend.
Most definitely.
And you get to see Zoe eat a hot pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that.
Maybe there'll be a tier to shave Dunk Train's beard.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
I don't know. That would de-incentivize some people to.
I know that's true. No, make
I don't
it.
See that beard go away.
No. What you do is you make it like Games Done Quick, and you have two donation incentives: keep the beard, shave the beard.
There you go.
Thank you, Jake. Whichever. You're welcome.
Have it going all night.
Oh, that would be too funny. I'm trying to see where the Bloodlust stuff is. It's Bloodlust 2017. It's a video. I'm not going to play it right now. I don't know. It's got to be coming up though. I would think. Of course, Smash GG isn't loading. But yeah, I got him. I'm done. Game over, guys. Yeah, community events are one of the things that can fill the gap a little bit.
Definitely.
Let's see. Wait.
You see it in Hearthstone sometimes. There's some pretty cool community events that they do.
For sure. July 28th through the 30th. So that's actually coming up much sooner than I thought. So that's not this week, but the week after. So it fills that week gap. So there you go. That's what you do.
Yep.
Not sure who's all in the event yet, but
I believe it's the top 4 HGC teams are in there, and then there's the bottom 4 are basically fighting to see who. I think right now 2 of them are. They're fighting to see who gets in, and there's 2 open invited teams. One of them's something about donkeys. Hey, Bacon.
But yeah, that's something to look forward to in the meantime. Well, there's the week off before Western Clash. But, I mean, it's been a light news week. We talked about it earlier in the show. We've managed to get almost 50 minutes out of it, though.
Nailed it.
Nailed it, yes.
Hey,
yeah.
Do you want to give Charlie some time to talk about his thing with Willie?
Yeah, why don't you talk about that? I helped out a little bit with that last week, which was fun. But yeah, take it away.
Yeah, we got a new channel called Nexus Commentaries. You can follow us on twitch.tv/Nexus Commentaries. And it's just us casting for HGC Open and Chair League. We don't have HGC Open matches quite yet, but I think Willie says we will be getting them. But I don't know. I don't know in that regard. Willie does a lot of like very good social work. So like he's very good on social media and getting people to talk to him. I am not. So he is the retainer of a lot of the information in that regard. But we did our first couple of games for Chair League, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Jimmy did our cameraman stuff. That was my first time really commentating. I mean, not counting the times I would drunkenly commentate our solo ARAM nights. That was just nonsense. But it's weird. Like, even though I've worked with Willie a lot and we have a pretty good rhythm on the podcast, it was totally different for casting. It was kind of strange to try and work off of each other. It felt like I was trying to learn on the go, and I enjoyed it. I don't think I was a train wreck, which was all I wanted to avoid. I had no aspirations about anything other than not being a train wreck. That was my goal. I'm like, as long as people don't tune in and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm good. Like, this is my first time. So, but yeah, please give us a follow. We'll hope to bring you some good matches. We had some cool matchups. Some hype weird plays that you only see in Cheer League. So we saw some Cho'Gall. It was a good time.
Yeah, Cho'Gall was interesting to say the least. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that, but it happened. It was a thing, and we got to see it. P Flame G, what about you? What are you up to this week? Anything you want to promote, or you just Mr. Busy Bee? I know.
Yeah, my brother-in-law did compete at EVO last weekend.
Oh yeah,
for Injustice 2. He made it into, I guess he played top 64. He made it out of pools and then went to group play or whatever you call it. I don't follow fighting games at all. And then lost. Got knocked out. Got knocked in the losers bracket, then lost there. But it was pretty cool. He went to Vegas, and it was really his first event that he's ever done. So getting to the top 64 was pretty cool for him. So I hope he keeps going and competes some more. It'd be really cool to have somebody in the family doing esports.
Yeah, that would be cool, and it's definitely a huge accomplishment just because EVO is so giant, and I've played in it back in 2010 or 2009, I can't remember, but it was daunting to say the least. Just because you're in the room full of hundreds of other players, if not thousands, all doing their matches at the same time, and there's a lot of pressure there because it's literally the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, and to make it to top 64, was any of his matches streamed or not?
No,
okay.
I think they were originally going to be, but then I forget his name. The guy sponsored by Echo Fox they put him on a stream instead.
Sonic Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Echo Fox is huge now, though. There's a lot of players.
Yeah, it's insane how big Echo Fox has gotten. Why would they need to sponsor?
Even though the league team
Heroes
still sucks.
Yeah, maybe they should sponsor a Heroes team.
Yeah.
Come on, Rick Fox, call me.
I don't know how many people use it, by the way, but if you want to check it out on Heroes Hearth, I put up builds for most of the heroes I play. There's no real explanations to them yet or anything. They were just me kind of marking down my builds so I had something to reference. But yeah, just search Balrog Fan on Heroes Hearth. It's a pretty nice site for checking that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that as well. There's a couple builds by me as well, so look us both up on there.
Oh yeah.
I have many builds. Don't look me up.
Okay,
Don't
look him
for
up.
Carl.
But with that, I think that is going to be episode 110 of the Heroes Power. We got a good show out of it, and really excited to see what's announced tomorrow as far as heroes, or later tonight. I don't know what the exact timing is on that, but lots of cool stuff to look forward to. I do know. Oh, I can't say anything about that. Never mind. Stuff will be announced soon for heroes. That's it. But yeah, thanks for checking out Heroes Power. This has been episode 110. Make sure to follow us on our Twitter accounts. We have them below on the screen there, as well as at Heroes Power Hour. We notify you guys when we go live and all that. Make sure to join us on Discord, discord.blizzpro.com. If you would like to chat about Blizzard games with all the other BlizzPro folks. It's really a fun, active chat room there. And join us in game. Join BlizzPro in the Heroes client. We're in there all the time. Just hit us up if you want to find a group. We might be playing some games after this. They won't be streamed, but we'll probably be hopping on. I'd like to play some Brawl. How about you guys? It's a garden arena.
I can play some Brawl if you want.
Okay. I've got one. Charlie's still thinking about it. If not, that's fine. We'll figure it out after the show. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next week with more Heroes of the Storm news and commentary. Stay tight.